It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to Max Wrestling. I am your captain. He is El Jefe, and tonight, well, the people smell what The Rock is cooking, and they're not hungry. I don't know how we're going to get all this in. That's only the tip of the iceberg.
The iceberg, indeed. Trust me, nobody wants his leftovers. Speaking of such, coming up tonight, Cody is stuck between a rock and a hard place, and hard times, I should say. Anthem, fuck with TNA for no good goddamn reason. Hangman and Swerve go the distance. Dr. Kingpin will be here to respond to the Cypher. And the world's greatest backstage interview, Ben Resnick, returns to speak with the captain. Make sure you're subscribed right here to youtube.com/Max Wrestling. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcasts. And make sure you hit that subscribe button there. And, of course, head on over to the Beauly Dumb website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com, to get all of these links and a whole bunch more.
Hell yeah. So to start the show, join the conversation as we posted there's only 2 hot topics this week because that's all we friggin' need.
Seriously.
If you're in the Max Wrestling Facebook group, hopefully you saw it last night. I don't think many comments actually got on it, but we didn't need it because everybody was talking about these topics anyway. So let's get straight into them because, as Moses said, we do have a lot to get through once again. So what do you want to talk about?
So, what do you want to talk about?
So, without question, the biggest topic is The Rock, the Roman, and the Cody Rhodes situation. I'm actually surprised you guys haven't had time to jump on TSK with this one. I was expecting a huge video right away.
So the reality is like editing got in the way, and all it is unfortunately, and Harold will like kind of get a giggle out of this one. His internet's been so choppy, so he's dropped in and out of hand a bunch of times. So matching him up has been a pain in the butt. But those actually, shockingly, believe it or not, are going to drop after today. Not only will we get that one, spoiler alert, there'll be an NXT review coming along with it. But no, absolutely, utterly gigantic news. We rarely watch Raw, the TSK does. I mean, hell, I'm pretty, we watch it on the basis of we got to review the shit. So
I do the weekly recaps and I pretty much just read the highlights.
Exactly. I was just going to say, I watch the highlights. So that's about all I'm into. But then again, when this kind of thing happens, it makes you stop, think, and have to watch it. So I've always joked about oh, hey, the only reason The Rock comes back is to re-debut a title or debut a new title, blah, 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 blah. Well, apparently, and I mean, take this for how it was. This guy walked in, literal Scorpion King, said, this is what we're going to do. It's WrestleMania 9 all over again. You got to put over the big guy.
Hakuma Shente.
Attaboy. And
yes, I still remember.
So there's kids that are scratching their head. What the hell is he talking about? Go back and do some history. But to get back on track, it's the stupidity. Well, I mean, you have to. Well, I think we all need to understand very quickly that there's all this heat on Vince right now. So that's the main thing. All the heat on Vince, all the negativity, regardless if he's out of the WWE and TKO or not, it's still negative towards them. So he thought spinning a curveball. Now, granted, it's come out as it being something different, but as of initial reactions, it was, hey, let's take the heat off of them and put it on me so I can main event WrestleMania. And for no good goddamn reason other than he pulled what he did with CM Punk and, well, I'm The Rock.
Yeah.
And the internet fucking exploded.
That is such a backhanded gift. Hey, we'll take the heat off Vince and put it on me so that I get to main event WrestleMania. And this time, there's no hiding from it. It's pretty much been made clear that this was The Rock's suggestion, his power play, if you will.
Yeah.
But the whole situation is so confusing because most of the reports are saying they knew about this a while ago. So why the fuck did they still make Cody win the Rumble?
Seriously.
And like even when he won the Rumble, he pointed straight at Roman. Like, why are you building this up for us if you know you're going to take it away in advance?
They fucking hate us, I think. I don't know. I wish I knew the reason.
But for me, it's not even the whole thing that The Rock came in and took his spot. It's why. They haven't... It makes no sense. Even with Cody's promo on SmackDown saying, I still want that title, I still want to beat you for it, but I'm not going to do it at WrestleMania. Here's The Rock. Why?
Yeah, why?
How does that make any sense?
Nope.
And going after the world title doesn't make any sense either, because the whole point of finishing the story is to win the title that his dad never won, which is the WWE title. Dusty had the world title.
Three times.
Not this world title, but it looks similar.
I'm about to say, I was like, it's on the same wavelength. Hell,
Yeah.
if that's the thing, dude, like you basically won the equivalent when you won the TNA or not the TNA, when you won the fucking NWA belt from Nick Aldis.
Yeah, and the ROH title.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, so you have hit that spot. It is this fucking title, the WWE Championship, the one that he says was literally stolen from him like the next night or whatever, 2 nights later was ripped away from him. You ruined it. Like, we finally had the anticipation. Well, it was like, oh, crap. Well, Punk's going to ruin it and this and that. And we got to be chill and zen and calm, as they say. And then it was, all right, fucking, as we say in the TSK, Corey gets to finish the story. And no.
Yeah.
The writing is on the wall is there. There's people in love with the idea that Cody gets to come back. Oh, the story. Oh, the this. Oh, the. And then Uncle Dewey. Just because. But it's like, I mean, I know you literally just covered it and I just covered it, but that's the fucking problem. We're doing this loop to come back to nothing. He's not plugging a movie. He's not going to be like he's not going to be a part of the roster long term. Like, what is the fuck? Like, I'm trying to come up with reasons. I'm truly trying to come up. Is he going to have his own Netflix show? Is that what it is? Somebody tell me, please, because it really doesn't make any sense at all. And then they're spinning it, because this is the part that kills me. So now they're spinning it for, hey, Cody's going to look like fucking Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan all over again. No, he's not. He looks like a fucking moron because he went out there and gave his spot away because The Rock.
It would take a huge swerve now to get him on the level. I mean, popularity-wise, absolutely. People fucking love Cody. And I'm actually very proud of the fan base for not falling off the bandwagon. Like, they've really kept up with this backlash. I think We Want Cody was trending for 3 days. But then the We Want Rocky ones have started coming in as well. They started creeping in.
Yeah, I was going to
say. Because there's always going to be somebody that's like, oh, that's the way the internet going, so I'm going to go this way.
It was going so great where it was just like, heck yeah, dude, you know what I mean? Camaraderie, we want Cody, blah, 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 blah. And then it was like, I'll fucking kill your mother if you don't make it. Like, whoa, dude.
Somebody always ruins the good times.
A turd in the punch bowl.
For me, the only way really they can get past this now is if Cody beats Roman at Elimination Chamber. But apparently we've been hearing for months that Roman's not working the Chamber. Or you have Roman work nights 1 and 2, but that's not going to fucking happen.
That's what who was saying that? I think DC brought that up. Spoiler alert for the fucking show coming out.
Yeah. Well, I brought it up last year because there was rumors of Rock and Roman last year, and I was like, okay, we'll do Cody on night 1 and Rock Roman night 2. But obviously, it was supposed to happen last year, and then Rock got caught up in movies or whatever.
Yeah, Black Adam.
Well, that was worth it. That was well worth it. And like there's people saying this year, well, you've wanted this match for so long. Like, yeah, Rock and Roman is a dream match, and it has been for years, and it's been rumored for years, but you've literally just completely interrupted a great 2-year story that you've been building.
Now, again, you have to say that because the reality is it should have just been a 1-year story. Should have
Yeah.
been a thing,
But we got to get him to 1,000 whatever days.
So whatever. So we held on.
Yeah.
Okay. So we held on. You put Cody Rhodes in an elite class with guys like I think Randy Orton's a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Steve Austin is, and I think HBK. I think that's the only 3. And then now Cody.
Yeah.
So it's like
but there's only Shawn, Austin, Cody, and Hogan that were back to back.
Oh, that's
right. I don't think Cena or Orton never won them back to back.
You're right. So he's in it again. So then he's in an even higher of an elite class. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it so much for that one. You just put him on a higher pedestal. And again, he then looks again. So I want to go because I'm already like relapping myself in my brain. Let's go back to the Bryan Danielson comparison. Why did Bryan Danielson get so over? Because he got fucked over. Because the authority didn't believe in him. He's a B+ player. You're not the guy. Blah, 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 blah. You're a piece of shit. Climb through these hoops, motherfucker. And he did. And we loved him. And it was a movement, and it was a thing, and it lasted fucking almost 2 years, except the fact that he kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, this is not that. This is not that at all. This is not a fighting champion waiting for his opportunity, chomping at the bit. The machine's fucking him over. Not The Rock, not the guy that's just like, oh well, yeah, let me, hey, thanks for giving me the spot. No, if The Rock showed up and like, even if he did this, and let's be honest for a second, because we could fix all of this right now. If The Rock had came out, did like a 3-way stare down, and then hit Cody, and then just looked at Roman. You could have literally made The Rock a bad guy, and this could have been so much easier to take. So much easier to take. Because, again, it is the machine screwing over the guy we want. But instead, it's this guy pretty much saying, like, well, I'm not better than Roman, or I'm not better than The Rock. I'm not as big as The Rock. So, yeah, you take my spot. You've just belittled yourself, Cody Rhodes.
And you also proved CM Punk's point a few weeks back. Which I loved that promo was aged like fine wine. Yeah, that's really annoying that The Rock came in all happy-go-lucky, smiley Dwayne, Hollywood Dwayne. Everybody loves The Rock. Yeah, we do, but you're being a prick right now. And it's just completely slapped him in the face. And we heard Rocky Sucks chants for the first time since I think it was 1996.
Yeah, good old days.
Like, I don't think Rock even got this much heat when he beat Punk. Like, people were pissed off about it because obviously Punk had to hit this historic reign. This was back when they didn't give people year-long reigns. This was pretty rare, and Punk did it. And then it ended to a part-timer and took him out of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But there's no way they can have this match now, Rock versus Roman, without people shitting all over it.
What? Fuck, how long was the goddamn video up on YouTube before it got tripled or quadrupled in dislikes over likes?
Oh, like 8 hours? I think it was like 8 hours. It was like 150,000, then it went up way past 200,000.
Then they decided, well, let's drop out another one without Cody in it, and it still got more. It still got like 40,000, 50,000 dislikes.
God, But WWE know they fucked up when they take down a video and re-upload it with a little bit trimmed out, and people are still going to piss all over it.
As they should.
It's like, we've already seen it. You're not hiding anything. You fucked up.
You fucked up royally. You refused to acknowledge it. How to do it. And now we're stuck because you said it beautifully. There is nothing you can do besides maybe. Fuck, I don't know. Make it a triple threat. But then even then, do you give a shit?
I don't think they'd go with the triple threat because they want this majesty of Rock versus Roman. I think they almost want to duplicate Rock and Hogan, Icon versus Icon. What was it, 12 years ago?
The Rock's exact words. I think so, something like that. The Rock's exact words were, "This is I want this to be an iconic moment," and that was his words. And wording was iconic, iconic, iconic. So it's like, great. So you're Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That explains. So he's really Hulk Hogan. This explains everything. It's full circle.
You become the thing
full
you
circle.
hate. And I was 10 years behind. It was 22 years ago. Fuck, I feel old.
Seriously. So not only is it 20 years old, and not only is he the Rock, is he the Hogan to the Roman's Rock, but he is literally being Hulk Hogan as he's going to take over WrestleMania from Bret Hart.
Yeah,
Cody
and
Rhodes.
they were both babyfaces. Well, Hogan was a heel. He turned babyface during the match, but like Roman's full heel. So
yeah.
I'm really intrigued by this press conference tonight because Rock says it's going to be something people are going to talk about forever. They have damage control to do, and they somehow have to save their big WrestleMania 40, not just any WrestleMania, 40 main event, because people are going to reject it. Not everybody, but people are going to reject it.
And then aren't they in Vegas?
They're in Vegas for the press conference tonight, yeah.
Where's
landed in his private jet.
Where's Mania? Is Mania in Vegas?
Mania's in Philly, which is even funnier because last time Dwayne and Roman were in Philly, Philly gave them hell because Roman won the Rumble and Rock helped him.
Yeah, and all the Rock did was stand there. Now
now
he's taking a dude's spot.
And I'll never forget the look on the Rock's face when he raised Roman's hand at the Rumble. Philly starts shitting all over Roman, and Rock's just like, huh. That's not the reaction I expected.
He's like, is this 1996 all over again? No, bro, it's not. Oh, goodness gracious. It's gonna be something. Because again, I was like, oh well, Vegas is like, it's not gonna be too bad. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're gonna be in fucking Philly. They're gonna get it. Oh, they're gonna get it.
I don't think Philly likes Roman already. If they still feel the way they did 9 years ago. I mean, obviously Roman's changed a lot since then, but this might remind Philly that wait a minute, not this shit again.
That's exactly what it's gonna be, some shit.
And I do feel conflicted because obviously I grew up in the 90s. I always loved The Rock. I've always said he's like one of the guys, one of the people in Hollywood that you really can't hate because he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's so charitable and he's always got time for people and everything. But this is really souring me on him. And no offense, I've always been more of a Stone Cold guy anyway. But obviously, I'm always happy to see The Rock. I always we popped for him the last 2 times he showed up on SmackDown before this week. But this ain't the time.
No, it's really not. And again, like I said, you could have showed up, been an asshole, been a dickhead heel, you know what I mean? But again, you're a part of the board, so you can't exactly be a bad guy. So,
or save it for SummerSlam, because we know Cody's going to finish the story anyway. They don't need the title for Rock and Roman. We've always said this.
Where is SummerSlam, by the way?
I'm not sure they've announced where it is.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say, like, let it be like it's somewhere cool, like fucking Florida, where it would make perfect sense.
They just had the Rumble in Florida. Did they?
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Then go to Canada. It'll make sense. They both played Canadian football. There you go. Ba-doom, ba-dow. You're welcome. Bastards.
Oh, man. But yeah, they got some damage control to do. And so did, well, not TNA. I'm not blaming TNA for this. This is all Anthem. Anthem, obviously, TNA's parent company, fired Scott D'Amore last night. And there seems to be absolutely no good reason for it. They fired him because they want TNA to be recognized more as part of Anthem and not just this little thing in the corner that they own. So how does Scott D'Amore affect that? Why can you not just leave him in power?
I was just going to say, in what way? Well, first off, let me ask this question to Anthem. In what way have you made yourself prominent within Impact Wrestling prior to it being TNA? None. Zero. Not a zilch fucking butt cheeks. You were more fucking relevant when fucking Jeff Jarrett was a part of the company. And then you guys just fucking like hid in the background. Like, oh, God, we can't be a part of this shit. And now, hey, you're not including us. You didn't want to include us. Like, the fuck? Like, and now, and Scott D'Amore, Scott, really? What did he do?
That's
Nothing.
exactly how it feels too. It's like, hey, you saved TNA, now you're fired. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah, now you're
And
fired.
Anthem have owned TNA since their literally lowest days when they
Yeah.
were like so close to bankruptcy. It was in this old GFW shit, which that didn't last very long either.
Thank God.
Um, they were there with Billy Corgan. They tried to put this whole stupid owl thing on the logo to represent Anthem, and that didn't last long either.
Fuck no.
And literally now, after all the hard work Scott D'Amore's done from dragging TNA out of the ditch, a lot of the roster worked for free too to help him out, to help save Impact and turn it back into TNA. They've done just that. TNA is more relevant now than it has been in like 10 years. And now all of a sudden, Anthem feel like we don't need him anymore.
It's like, dude, let me give a couple of quick examples. Scott D'Amore was responsible for the small partnership with AEW.
Yeah.
Scott D'Amore was responsible for for Will Ospreay having banger matches. He's responsible for Alex Hammerstone showing up and being a part of that roster. He was a part of Trinity. He was a part of Kushida. He was a part of like
Okada.
a whole bunch. Who?
Okada.
Oh, that's right.
Who we
Fucking
never
Okada's
thought we'd
return.
see in a TNA ring again.
Thank you so much. I was blanking on that. Yeah, that's right. The fucking great return of Okada, which I don't even know has actually been aired yet. If it hasn't, spoilers, you guys are welcome.
I think it was this week before last.
Okay. Well, the point of the matter is again, the guy that at one point in time we swore up and down he would probably never come back the way he was treated, the blah, blah, blah. He came back and he loved it. All thanks to somebody like a Scott D'Amore. And you're just going to step in and be like, so we want to take this and this because this is exactly how it looks. So we want to take credit for you guys getting so goddamn popular so goddamn fast that you're fired. I'm sorry. What? Yeah, that makes sense, right? It makes sense to us. No, it doesn't. That's too fucking bad, bud. You're fired.
And whose dumb idea was it to include like talent from the roster on the Zoom call where they announced, hey, we fired Scott. We've appointed this random guy that nobody knows as a president. Apparently, obviously, a lot of the roster was pissed on the Zoom call. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
how does that make sense? This is going to bite them in the ass because there's so much loyalty on that roster. I can see originals like Eric Young, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Kazarian, and I can see those guys leading like a walkout because they are so loyal to Scott.
Well, not only that, like think about some of the other ones. Just think like fucking Crazy Steve, and think about like Decay and all them. They're fucking gone. What is it? Alex Hammerstone, he just got signed. He'll probably fucking hang out. But fucking Josh Alexander, he's fucking gone. Fucking Jordan Grace, she's fucking gone. Moose, he's fucking gone. Like
I think Moose literally said, if Scott's not here, I'm not here. But unfortunately, he just signed a new contract.
Oh, so legality, baby. He'll figure some loophole out. Maybe he'll get hurt. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But it's like you guys have ruined it. And then they brought in a dude who I was like, tell me he has a little bit of wrestling background. Tell me he at least like wrestling. No, hold on. Wait. You shaking yet? He worked for WWE.
Oh, there we go.
On like a bullshit show that has nothing to do with wrestling.
What was it, Backstage?
I think it was called like Scooped or Stacked or one of those weird ones that are like on the internet.
Jacked?
No,
that was
it's
like 20
one of
years
these
ago.
Like new ones.
Oh, okay.
Here, let me fucking
something like The Bump.
Yeah, exactly. Something like The Bump.
Saturday Morning like Slam.
I really think it was called like The Score.
Wow.
Something extremely stupid.
I almost feel like, and some people are probably going to disagree with this, I almost feel like Tony Khan should have put Impact when he had the chance and then just left it in Scott's hands. Because like, they had a partnership with AEW, like he just said. And I know Ring of Honor isn't exactly prominent right now, but it's still there.
Exactly. It's still there. It's still worth money. It's not, what do you mean it's not prominent? People watch it. It's going to make a whole bunch of money. Their fucking rebranding got huge.
I think people's problem with Ring of Honor is it's basically AEW light. Like, they don't really have a separate roster. A lot of the roster blends in between both. With the exception of a few, like Dalton Castle, he's always on Ring of Honor. And
that's true. He's a Ring of Honor staple, original, if you will, as one of those guys. Yeah.
And aside from that and the champions, it's just pretty much up and coming young wrestlers. But yeah, I mean,
that's kind of the point.
TK absolutely could have bought TNA too. Had this whole empire. TK owns AEW, Ring of Honor, TNA, and just leave Scott D'Amore to run TNA. But now I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, we just got to this pedestal again. Like I said, TNA is more relevant now than it has been in 10 years. Everybody's talking about TNA and how exciting it is to have those initials back. That was Scott D'Amore. And
yeah, seriously. You guys fucking ruined it.
I don't get it. Just because they wanted to be more recognized as TNA's parent company.
Did USA at any point in time ever do that to WWE? Ever just walk out there and be like, you tell them that you work for USA?
But that's the thing. Like, it's not even the network. It's like the company that owns Impact TNA. And it's like TKO coming in and going, okay, we're going to fire Triple H. We're going to fire Shawn Michaels. Adam Pearce is gone. And we're going to appoint these nobodies as president. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Makes zero sense. People that have nothing to do with the wrestling industry, they know entertainment, if anything, and it's like, like bringing in MMA guys to do fucking pro wrestling, that would be hilarious and terrible all at the same time.
Yeah.
This is just all bad. I mean, good luck to the dude. Was Antonio Saloni or whatever the heck his homeboy's name is? Like, good luck to you, bro. For real. I don't know, bro. You're a turd in a punch bowl. Good luck trying to, look like an ice cube.
I love that. I'm just gonna end it with Anthem of fucking snakes.
You're telling me.
So that's pretty much the two hot topics. Nothing really came close to those two this week. But before we do take a look through this past week, let's go even further with this week in wrestling history.
All right. So just 3 this week. Let's quickly run through this week in wrestling history. And we start all the way back in 1986, February the 2nd, 1986 to be exact. NWA Superstars on the Superstation, aka TBS. So not a pay-per-view show, but a Sunday show on television. This is how it went. Bobby Eaton and Dennis Caudry defeated the team of Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson to win the NWA Tag Team titles. Animal and Hawk defeated the team of Ivan and Nikita Koloff. We saw the NWA National Heavyweight Championship be defended in a time limit draw against Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard. And in the main event, it's one for the ages, as these guys have gone toe-to-toe numerous times. Ric Flair, Ronnie Garvin, NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Ric Flair comes out the victor. Let's jump into the next one. Let's keep it going with some oddball shows. WCW even, all the way back February the 3rd, 1996. WCW Saturday Night. Yeah, Saturday Night. This was a kind of a hard time to get history this week, so we're going crazy. We got Johnny Grunge and Rocco Rock. Public Enemy defeating the Armstrong brothers, Scott and Steve Armstrong. Sting defeated Denny Brown. Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags, that's Public Enemy. Is that Public Enemy? The Nasty Boys, that's not Public Enemy. Nasty Boys defeated the team of Fidel Sierra and Ricky Santana. DDP beat Joey Maggs. The One Man Gang defeated Mike Davis. The Giant beat both Chris Nelson and Todd Morton in a handicap tag match. Booker T and Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat, defeated the team of Chris Kanan and Mark Starr. Eddie Guerrero won via disqualification against Lex Luger, and in the main event, Guess who main events it? That's right, Ric Flair. But this one against Dean Malenko. Crazy to think. Now let's finish this one off with another oddball one. A Madison Square Garden event, or a Market Garden event, on a Friday night in the middle of 1988. WWF's The Main Event has just 3 matches, all 3 title matches. Shockingly, the tag team title is what main evented the show, but we'll start with the Intercontinental. The Honky Tonk Man against Randy Savage, and Honky Tonk retained it via countout. We saw Andre the Giant beat Hulk Hogan for the WWF Heavyweight Championship, and then we saw Ricky Martel and Tino Santana defend the WWF Tag Team Championships against Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That was your guys' week in wrestling history. Let's kick it back to Daz, because boy almighty, we got a whole lot of show to cover.
All right, that was your history. Now we've had one return from the Kingpin, but this next return is even longer overdue. The greatest backstage interviewer of all time, Ben Resnick, will be here to speak with the captain right after this.
I've been on the good side, and I've been on the dark side. I've sat on the jury, and I've also been an outlaw. In the end, I had to do this for myself. Sometimes, you gotta take a leap of faith.
Show must go on. The show must go on. Yeah. Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup made me flaking, but my smile still stays on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the hype of the mic, Ben Resnick, and it is a pleasure to be back at Max Wrestling. And joining me this evening is the man they call the Captain. Captain, thank you for joining me. Pleasure, Ben. Welcome back. Actually, the last time I was here, I was interviewing you during your promo as the first ever Max Wrestling World Champion. So I want to get started by asking you how things are with Dragon Club. Why would you ask how Dragon Club is? Well, I know things have been tense, especially with the Phoenix, since Travis Anderson joined. Oh, you know. Where did you hear it from? From Dave Feltip and Brian Albatross? I just observed. And obviously Phoenix has made it pretty clear that he doesn't fully trust Travis. I mean, that's why Travis was made to face you at the Rumble, right? Phoenix is a Dragon Club original. He does what's best for the club. Yes, he was skeptical. I mean, which is understandable. Dragon Club was formed to fight Travis and the MDO. But in the end, we didn't even have to do anything. The MDO imploded all by themselves. See, Travis was screwed over. They tried to screw Cypher. And look at them now. They both left. Cypher is world champion, and Travis has seen the light. Travis is a different person than you saw a year ago. Well, while we're talking about Travis, of course, he defeated you for the television championship a few weeks ago. Is it safe to say you didn't take that well? I'm fine. Travis beat me fairly, which was the whole point of the match, to prove that he had become an honorable man. So, you sacrificed the television championship for the good of Dragon Club? Is that what you're saying? Nobody sacrificed anything. Nothing was sacrificed. We both played to win, and he beat me. And that's fine. What makes you say I didn't take it well?
Well, you went to therapy because of it, did you not?
Yes, and it was very enlightening.
I see. I want to talk about that therapy. First of all, what was written in that journal?
Words.
Very well. Okay, my next question is, why did you attack your therapist?
Who saw me attack him? Ben, did you? Did Dave Feltip see me attack him? No.
Well, we saw him on the floor, and then you walked out. So, what are we supposed to think?
Look, I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't have to explain my actions at all. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. Okay? I don't have to justify myself. I am the fucking captain. And I think I've earned the right to steer this ship unquestioned and unchallenged. You want to know what happened to the therapist? He pushed me. He wanted to fix me.
Do you need to be fixed?
Truth is, Ben, for 300 days, I was the television champion. I had a purpose. I was putting out banger promos. I was consistently defending my title. And nobody could fucking touch me. I was closing in on a fucking year. I was this close. You know? Kind of got a sense of how Cody Rhodes is feeling. How CM Punk was feeling 11 years ago. How Punk tried to warn Cody. You see, I was just about to cross the finish line. And along comes somebody who hasn't been around in a very long time to take it all away from me. I don't know who I am anymore. I feel like no one. I feel like I've lost my identity. And as you saw last week, I am simply infected with rage. But I promise you, and I promise everybody else, that in 2024 you are going to see exactly who I am and what I'm willing to do.
For yourself?
For the club.
I see. Do you blame Travis for your rage?
No.
Do you blame Phoenix for your rage?
No. As a matter of fact, we need to settle this. Dragon Club meeting next week, boys. Thanks for your time, Ben.
Thank you for your time.
Now get out of my house. That guy's a dweeb.
He kind of looks like it.
Fucking invite him into my house and he asked me stupid questions.
Did he at least take it? Like, was he kind of nice? Did he like leave immediately when you told him to leave? Did he like try to use the bathroom right before?
He was right out the door.
He seems like the kind of guy that would totally like leave a turd in your toilet and then leave. What a jerk! Because
he couldn't even man up and apologize for leaving a turd in the toilet. But thank you for your time, Ben. And actually, I got a call from Chad and Phoenix during the break because I sent them that segment a little earlier. They can't make the Dragon Club meeting next week, so we're going to do it the week after. The week before Leap of Faith.
Ooh, okay.
Obviously, Phoenix is very much behind, and Chad is a very busy lawyer.
I was just gonna say, I was like, God only knows how busy Chad is. And Feeney, I was like, I'm surprised he hasn't passed promo. I'm surprised he's past Promo Mania from last year.
I think he said by the time we get to Leap of Faith, he wants to catch up to the Rumble, and he's currently on, I think, Promo Slam.
Oh, brother, man, get there.
But at least he's catching up. All right, then. While we await the arrival of the Kingpin, we're going to give you twat and yeet points a little early this week. So let's jump into this week's Twatometer.
Expect even less from a bunch of neckbeard stinky twats.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, don't you think? I mean, let's be real here for a minute. It's we just spoke about them. They're the biggest fucking turd in the punch bowls. I'm gonna love that saying. I'm gonna try to use that all day long. But it's the truth. It's the goddamn truth. So we love to break the scale. At least I do. But for this one, it feels like one guy deserves it a little bit more. The other one was just unexpected and kind of a douche move. But right off the bat, I think we gave like 100 or whatever to VK. We're not going that fucking high. But I'll give a solid 25 to Uncle Dewey, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because I'm trying to remember what that goddamn like muscle, that fucking bodybuilder movie he was in. Like, bro, like you just fucking when you Mark
Pain and
Wahlberg
Gain?
your way into a situation. What happened?
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain. You're
Clanging
tossing Cody
and
along.
banging.
Playing. You got to get a rep in. Oh my god. Okay, I'm over here fucking losing my shit. 25 for you. Giant twat move. I mean, good luck trying to fix it. Seriously, I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We fantasy book like a mug. You got less than 2 months to figure this out. Less than 2 months. And I will give another solid 10 to Anthem because, again, you took the guy, the catalyst of your rebuild, the catalyst of the reason of why you're still around, and you said, hey, we don't need you no more, pal. That's like going up to Babe Ruth after winning like 5 World Series and being like, I got like 5 more in me. Nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Assholes.
Assholes. 10 for you.
Ah, man. So Dwayne is now second place on the Twatometer, second only to the Sex Ring, aka Vince and Co. Urgh.
It's terrible
All right.
that there's an and co.
Yeah. I think that's gotten worse this week too, but
Oh, God.
that's gonna have to wait for its own episode.
You're telling me.
Jeez Louise. Just lock the guy up already.
Fuck. Seriously.
All right, let's put some good points on the board. It is time for the Yeet-O-Meter.
Come on, Daddy, need some good.
You feel me? For real. Do you feel him, sir? Do.
So I think it was last week I gave Cody 50 points.
Yeah.
And that was before the whole shit with The Rock. That was just for winning the Rumble. So I'm not going to hit Cody with 50 points this week again because I think even though he deserves them, that would be ridiculous. I'm going to give a solid 10 points to Cody Rhodes.
Hey.
And you know what? I'm going to give 25 points to Scott D'Amore.
Hell yeah.
Because that guy bent over backwards and broke his back for TNA and got kicked to the curb. Absolute injustice. Yeah. And if wrestling fans were not as fickle, if they were as intense as they have been with Cody, then Scott D'Amore really deserves some justice.
Hell yeah. Justice for Scott. That should be a new hashtag happening right now.
I mean, I've seen We Want Scott hashtags pretty much as soon as he got fired, but I don't think it started trending. Scott D'Amore, his name started trending.
Well, then maybe we should do that when We Want Scott or Justice for Scott, whatever. There should be justice for this man. This is ridiculous. But I will echo the words of the TSK. Whoever signs him is picking up a fucking winner.
Yeah. And I don't know if he is going to end up in WWE. Obviously, this came out of nowhere too. We didn't really hear anything about this until it was just bam, Scott D'Amore's been fired. So we don't really know how long Scott's known this was coming, or if he did know it was coming. But maybe he's been dipping his toes in WWE.
I mean, he seems to have a decent relationship with him over the past 2 Rumbles and the women's champions being there. You know, there's been that relationship with people that have worked there, have come back to TNA, and it's you know, there could be a little repertoire. Not to mention of all the people that were in the original TNA that are there in WWE now, guys like goddamn, what's Abyss's real name?
Chris Park.
There you go. Like he's there. I'm trying to think of some of the other guys. There's a whole bunch of dudes there.
JB's there.
JB's there. I mean, like, so there's a lot of guys that were in TNA around hanging out. Know Scott D'Amore, know him well. So I could easily see him go there and maybe like help out Sean in NXT a little bit, maybe. Kind of cool little combination. And if not them, Tony Khan needs to pick up the phone now.
Yeah, if anybody can raise Ring of Honor up, it's Scott D'Amore. But yeah, NXT would be good because Sean's really done wonders with NXT. Since the whole, that was Backlash too, NXT 2.0 shit. Shawn Michaels has really brought NXT back to prominence. So I can only imagine what they could do with NXT with Shawn and Scott D'Amore. But yeah,
it would be killer combination. I really truly think it'd be a killer combination.
But if he's the guy to rebuild stuff, then yeah, get him in behind Ring of Honor.
Yeah, fast.
Or Anthem, stop being dicks and give him his job back.
I think that's
maybe
probably
you won't
gonna
lose
end
talent then either.
Yeah, again, I mean it. I mean it when I say this. And I think we could echo the same sentiment. There's the loyalists. The loyalists behind Scott are gonna fucking leave, and then what? What do you have? What do you have? Who are you gonna chase? You guys don't have the bank account to go chasing people. You don't have the connections to bring in the AAA guys, to bring in New Japan guys, to bring in Noah, All Japan, whatever. You do not have those connections. Anthem does not have connections like that. Scott D'Amore had connections like that.
Yeah,
you
highly
guys literally
respected,
painted
highly
yourself in the corner.
experienced.
Oh yeah, thank you, and the experience. Don't gloss them over that part.
What a stupid move.
Terrible.
Oh, okay. Right. Now that we've got those points done, we know what's coming next.
Corey, it's me, the Kingpin. Listen, man, I'm so proud of you for achieving this great award. An award that you've gotten because the courage that you've shown through a really difficult situation that you've been placed in. And a situation that it was apparent was never going to keep you down at all. I've watched you go through a lot recently and maintain an incredible spirit and an amazing heart. I've watched you make an incredible journey to the Max Wrestling Championship. You never missed a beat. Your work was chef's kiss, my boy. Super entertaining. The best stuff I've ever seen you do. I've seen your confidence grow. You're doing amazing on your fitness. You're living, loving, and enjoying your life. And you're really showing people exactly what they should do in the face of adversity. Problems will come. And while they take a toll on our lives, they don't have to be truly life-altering. You know? You've proven to everybody that you don't have to let these things take control. You can still live a great, amazing, and quality life. And while you're doing that, you're bringing a lot more quality to my life and the life of anybody else who's watching you, being inspired by you, and being entertained by you. I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, brother. Congratulations on this award.
All right, so before we get into this past week's action, it is time for me to have the beautiful honor to introduce the man of the hour. It has been way too long, but His Majesty has returned. It is the Doctor, the Kingpin, Emir Blackbane Costello. There's so many names to put on there, but we're going to just leave it at the Doctor.
It's just Doctor. Yeah, the Doctor will see us now.
There it is.
You know what, guys? I do have a lot of names, but I promise this time I'm gonna sit my ass down, and I'm not trying to do necessarily anything else that's going to extend my name, or maybe that might change.
Mike always says the same thing. You're like, you always give me so many nicknames. Like, stop doing stuff then.
Exactly.
That's what it truly is.
Yeah, I think that's a great sign of what somebody does when they have like 10 million monikers and nicknames. I'm trying to keep going to have a whole freaking catalog.
We've just been running down the Rock, but I mean, look at all the nicknames he's had.
Seriously.
Only beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow. Yeah.
How about Rocky Sucks? How about that one coming back?
Yeah. Oh, the
1997
backlash.
all over again.
Exactly.
I love that Michael Cole brought that up. But that's been a long time, and it's also been a hell of a long time since we've seen the Kingpin. If I remember correctly, your last match was actually against, well, not me, but the Jester. Promo Slam 21.
Yes, you know what? I can't even believe that. I mean that was still very much in the pandemic. I
Yeah.
hardly remember that time, but I do appreciate that while some people can become injured and work their ass off to get back in record time, when I get injured, I need years before I stand back up.
Real dad mode right there, boy.
Oh, I'm trying to tell you.
It's kind of like The Rock. Comes in, has a showcase, disappears for like a year or two.
Yeah, but you know, I gotta say, things look different around here. And you know, hey guys, I really like the way you spruced the place up. You know, it looks really good. By the way, do you know by chance how many times I've been on this show?
I can take a look. I was just,
I love that you have that noted somewhere. That's hilarious. I love
yeah,
that.
I got I don't always update it, but I can get a rough idea. Were we doing video last time you were on? Like all video?
No, at all. This is what I'm saying. You know, this is the first time I'm seeing your guys' faces. You guys look great.
This is what we look like.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's so funny because my background is super boring. But this is my cloffice. So I sit in my cloffice when I do therapy with my clients, and this is the background they see. But I don't normally see my picture this big, so I had no idea what they were looking at the whole time. This is my
corner.
I don't know if you guys know how I feel about Rick and Morty.
Gotta love Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, keep all my stuff ready to go in here.
This is your 33rd appearance plus one interview.
Holy moly! All right. Well, this is my first time being able to be like, you know, this version of Max Wrestling, which I gotta say, you guys are phenomenal. You guys are hardworking. I love you guys. I love this damn show. Everything is always pristine and just the best of the best, man. So I'm really happy to be here.
It is not easy. I'll admit I have been very stressed with these new graphics last couple of weeks, but I got the job done. I think
make it look easy, man.
The Rumble was like what 6 hours late. We got there
at least. At least. Yeah, editing is not for the weak, my man. Editing is not for the weak.
No, all I gotta say is thank you to CapCut for making mobile editing so fucking simplified, even if it does take a long ass time to produce. Also,
Dude,
CapCut, your desktop version sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I've used CapCut, I think, once or twice to make a video for TikTok, and I found it to be very confusing. But I think a lot of that is because I'm so far removed from the game as far as podcasting and editing, and also I'm 38, but my brain feels like I'm 52. You know what I mean?
I mean, you get used to it, but the really annoying thing CapCut does is they move shit around every time they update the app. So like, oh, the filter's open. No, wait, it's over there now. Okay. Fuck. Stop changing the order of the filters.
It's like the mobile version of Walmart. Just a quick story, because that's exactly the kind of thing I would do. I remember when I used to work at Walmart, and obviously every 5 seconds they change the layout of the aisles. And why are we doing this? I just set this aisle last week. Why is it changing again? We're doing this for the customer. And the customer comes in. Why the fuck you keep moving everything around? I don't know. They said they were doing it for you.
I can attest to this. They do this in the UK supermarkets too. Phoenix is still with Morrison's. I had 5 years, unfortunately, there. And they were always moving shit around. The eggs are down there. No, wait, now they're over there. Why? I just get used to them being down there.
Got to keep you on your toes, baby. Got to keep you coming back.
I think it's just to piss off the staff so they get the customers to ask them where shit is.
Probably.
Mission accomplished.
Even we don't know. Go get a map.
Exactly.
And let me know when you found it.
So obviously the elephant in the room is a challenge from Corey that was laid down a couple of weeks ago, which took us all by surprise. because, like I say, we haven't seen you on the show since 2.5 years now. And obviously, we did see you at the Maxis showing some love to Corey for the Lionheart Award, and I think that was a nice surprise for people too.
Yes. It was my honor, honestly, to show some love to Corey. Corey, I always call him Corey Cypher, which I think the reason why I do that is because it's Jim Ross's fault. You know, he's always like, look, when you when you put a guy over, you gotta say the full name every time. So every time I'm like, let me tell you about Moses Marquette, Dazzy Lee. Think about Dazzy Lee. So Corey Cypher, as he exists in my head. Man, I'm so proud of that guy. Just an incredible, ferocious competitor. And he's not just a great competitor here on this show, but he's a great competitor in life. And he's the kind of person that when he's facing adversity, he's not going to sit down. He's not going to take that shit laying down. He stands up. When life takes a swing at him, he swings right the fuck back. And I found him to be very genuine, very authentic, and very inspiring. And so given the opportunity to tell the world how I feel about him and heap some praise on him, I would never pass that up. And the work that he's doing as champion, I think it's phenomenal. It's second to none at this point. And no offense to everybody else. I love everybody who's competing. I respect everybody. But I look at Corey and I have no doubt that he's the best in the business right now.
Absolutely. He has evolved so much. I think actually I mentioned it in the Lionheart tribute, like how far he's come from that shy little call out to Brittany Savage to just Cypher wants everybody right now.
Yeah, I'm the kid at home on the couch with the popcorn, just watching him blossom, and I just love it because when he was the shy kid back in the day, I was stomping around the territory trying to go after whoever was in my way, and I think that when he first came in, I kind of looked at him and thought, why is this guy so quiet? And where's all his energy and stuff like that? And I wasn't sure, but over time, he really developed. And some of the last stuff I've seen him in, I felt bad for his victims. It's like, hey man, whose pet is this? This dog ain't got no leash. She's mauling everybody. People are yelling for 911, and I'm sure there's a lot of blood to be had. But Corey Cypher is he's incredible. But you know what I am? I'm old, bro. I'm old, and my knees hurt. Yeah, I'm out the game, and so I come here today to say that I have the utmost level of respect for Corey Cypher, and much like the Triple H's and the Shawn Michaels and the Undertakers, I respect Corey so much that I just don't think it's in the cards for him and I to face each other. I know that he kind of framed things as he wants all this competition and he wants somebody who can bring it. And then he dropped my name, and I was honored. I was shocked, but I don't think he knows how much of a setback it's been for me to be on the shelf for 2 years. And I'm not at a place anymore where I can compete on that level. And I think it would really be a huge disservice to him if I stepped into this arena with him. I wouldn't really stand a chance, and I think it would kind of put a blemish, on his record rather than elevating him in any kind of way. I'm not really the competition that he thinks that I am, but I want to just kind of speak to you directly, Corey, and just say, please keep doing all the things that you're doing, man. Very, very inspiring. And I'm very honored, and I'm sorry to have to turn down your invitation, but the reality is there's some great guys that you can compete against that do this on a week-to-week basis, and they can give you much more of a fight than I can. But I'm going to stay on the sidelines, and I'm going to continue to root for you week after week, and you're always going to have my support, man, because you're the best thing going right now.
Wow. That was unexpected. I'm sure Corey will be disappointed too. I mean, I think the only reason we brought Leap of Faith into fruition because he had an idea that he wanted to run, and obviously that the idea was challenging you. Honestly, I feel sorry for the people that have only just got into Max because you didn't see the Kingpin in his prime. He was the first ever promo champion, by the way. Wait a minute, hold on. Apparently we got a video to show concerning this right now. Let's find out what it is.
What the heck? Hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, man, what's going on with you? Shit, you know me, I'm just chilling, just working hard like I always do. What you talking about, bro? Max Wrestling? Come on, dog, you know I only turn that shit on when the Modern Day Outlaws is on the screen. You know what I'm talking about? Modern Day Outlaws over Dragon Club all day. You know what it is, right? Corey Cypher? Yeah. A challenge? Cypher challenged me. What are you talking about? Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Yeah, I made that little video or whatever for the Lionheart Award. No, I don't really respect him. I'm just not gonna turn down a payday. Come on now. You know the Kingpin never appears for free. Yeah, that shit should have even gone to him anyways. That award should go to guys like me. I'm hardworking. I'm the best anybody's ever seen. What are you worried about? You think this? Seriously, he challenged me. He's the champion? Are you serious? That's how bad things have gotten over there? Where did everybody else go? Bro, let me tell you something about Cypher. He does not have the skill set required to beat me. I'm the Kingpin, baby. Remember? I'm the one who's out here taking everybody's heads. I done beat everybody, you know? Let me tell you something, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what would make this kid, he must have lost his mind. I mean, it's clear that he can't see me. That's who John Cena was talking to when he said, "You can't see me." He was talking about Corey because he's blind. Get it? He can't see. Oh my God, Corey's blind. I got a Lionheart Award because I'm blind. Now, okay, look. I'll say what I want to say, okay? You don't have to tell me how to talk. No, man, I'm not gonna face Corey Cypher. This dude's not on my level. That would be disrespectful to my legacy to stoop that low. I don't care what title they put on him. I don't even say shit to him. No, absolutely not. Anyways, man, I gotta. Hang on. Hey, man, let me call you back real quick.
Wow. That was pretty heavy.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't understand actually. What's going on here, man?
You know what? That was probably like someone like Anna Mascaras were hacking in, but I don't know where the fuck that video came from. But man, that was.
Dude, you made fun of the kid for being blind.
No, hang on.
After all the good things you just said too.
Moses Marquez, Dazzy Lee. First off, do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is where I live?
I'm sure Mo probably does.
Okay, right. I don't know what time. The point is I'm up early, like mad early, to make an appearance on this show, Max Wrestling, that I love, and it's a reunion, right, guys? I mean,
Right.
it's been, yeah, right. It's been 2 years. You said it, right? It's been 2 years. So when I come on this show, what I expect is a certain measure of respect. But instead, there's some sort of ambush with some bullshit video that you want to show me. What's going on, man?
Dude, you made fun of a kid for being blind. This isn't an ambush. This is straight out calling you for what you said. You just praised the kid, and then this. You know the phones are always recording, right? The internet will leak anything. And you just spent 5 minutes praising this kid, and you just talked him to hell.
Well, first off, apparently I don't know that the phones are always recording. Apparently, I believe foolishly that I can have a private conversation in the comfort of my home without the expectation that somebody's recording that and then somehow bypassing me and sending it to Max Wrestling to try to make me look like a fool. But you know what? Since this has been played, I'm not gonna hide from this. I'm not gonna shy away from this. I'm gonna take the opportunity to explain this. Okay?
Please do.
I think that you guys know exactly who I am. Dazzy Lee, you said the Kingpin faced the Jester. Moses Marquez, the Kingpin, has faced El Jefe. You guys have seen me face a lot of people. And I have a question for you guys. I know you guys are the interviewers, but now I have the questions. After seeing everything that I've done, first promo champion right here, just mentioned. What do you guys think it is that makes this kid, Corey Cypher, your champion, think that he could stand toe to toe, that he deserves to even be breathing the same air as me?
I mean, you said yourself he's come a hell of a long way. Do you not feel that way?
Is that what I said?
He also said he was the best thing going today.
The best thing going today. Well, you know what? It's easy to be the best thing going today when the Kingpin is not in the building. But the moment that the Kingpin shows up, you just got moved all the way to the back of the line. When I think about Corey Cypher, I think about a piece of gum on the bottom of my fucking shoe that's been covered in dirt because I've been walking around on it for 2 years. Corey would be the dirt. He's not even the gum. He's lower than that. And the thing about it is, I tried to be nice, okay? I know I'm the old grumpy guy, and maybe nobody wants to really hear my opinion about how soft all these motherfuckers are today. Quite frankly, when I watch and I tune into what's happening, I find it a little bit disgusting because these guys, they're just not on my level.
We're not on your level. The fact that you talk about this big game that you've been out of the game for two plus years. And again, in your own exact words, you just said Corey is the best thing going. So what again? I know the old you. We know the old you. We've gone through war with each other, the bloodshed, the whole shebang. What have you done in 2+ years away from the game that's going to do anything to the hottest thing going today, in your words? He beat me clean.
What exactly is it that I need to do? I've proven myself beyond a shadow of a doubt. And you know what? Quite frankly, Corey Cypher doesn't have what it takes to hold my fucking microphone, bro. What I really tried to do was I tried to help Corey Cypher. I tried to help him by not putting him in a path to collide with the fucking Kingpin. But apparently, he wants to face me. Apparently, he thinks that he can stand toe-to-toe with me And hell, he probably thinks that he could beat me because y'all stay pumping him up, making him think he's actually doing something good around here. And I tried to avoid giving him this ass whooping. I didn't want this blemish on his record. I wanted him to be the max champion that he is, to be all that he could be. However, given the circumstances and given the fact that a video was played of me having a private conversation, now it's out there in the public, I guess I don't need to fucking pretend anymore, do I? So as I did before, I'm going to speak directly to Corey Cypher. Again, Corey, just so we're clear, I don't respect you. I don't even like you. And for what it's worth, I've never liked you. In the beginning, I found you boring. And now that you're actually trying, I find you pathetic. Because the best effort that you're putting forward would never, ever, ever be enough to touch me. But you know what? It's not enough that I'm saying it right now. I got a little bit of extra time these days. So I'm going to prove it. Not to you or not to anybody watching, because I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. I'm going to do this just because I can. Because I like to fucking hit a fly at a barbecue. Because I think it's cool to put a fucking ant under a magnifying glass. I'm going to show up at Leap of Faith or wherever it is, and I'm going to fucking crush you. And I'm going to take away any doubt in anybody's mind, certainly yours, that you're a great champion or that you could ever beat me. And you are going to regret the day that you called out the Kingpin.
Oh, man, I wish we could have made it official under better circumstances, but at least we got our match, I guess.
You know what, bro? I have a life that I need to get back to. I appreciate having my, what'd you say, my 33rd, 34th appearance on this show?
33rd, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, and Corey Cypher, how many appearances does he have on Max Wrestling?
One more, actually.
One?
One more.
One more? One more than me?
One more.
Maybe that needs updating, but yeah, he's in the 30s somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Let's get him one more. One more, even more than that. I want this kid face to face with me next week. I do accept his challenge. Let's not mix words about that. But I want to hear from him face to face. What's the reason why he thinks he deserves to face me? And I want the chance to speak to him face to face, to explain to him all the ways that I'm going to fucking ravage him and break his bones and make him regret ever speaking the name Kingpin.
All right. I guess we can set that up. What, contract signing, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I want to put ink to fucking paper. And if he's not too much of a fucking bitch, we'll see if he's willing to do the same.
All right. Well, fortunately, I know a good lawyer, so again, I wish this was under better circumstances, but I guess we'll see you next week, and Cypher.
I guess we will.
We need to find out where that video came from, too.
Yeah, you know what? If you find out where that video came from, make sure you send them a fucking gift for me. Because now the world knows that nobody has respect for Corey Cypher.
Wow.
Very, very wow.
IT department, get on that.
Yeah, and again, Chad, lawyer, do some lawyer stuff. That was bad, for want of a better word. I've never seen that side of the Kingpin, and I also didn't expect those things to come out of the Kingpin's mouth. But again, I wish we could have set this match up under better circumstances, but I guess it's now official. But while we adjust to that, let's switch gears and recap this past week. Here comes Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
TNA Wrestling!
Well, we've already addressed the controversy with TNA, but let's get into last week's Impact. Nick Nemeth made his TNA in-ring debut and defeated Trey Miguel with a super kick. After the match, Steve Macklin attacked Nemeth. Backstage, Khan told Dino that the design is dead, and Mike Bailey had a run-in with Steve Macklin and the Rascals. The Decay defeated Mila Moore and Savannah Thorne, and backstage, MK Ultra announced that they want their title rematch at No Surrender. Jody Frat and Danny Luna, however, interrupted and staked their claim, leading to Masha versus Jody being set up for later on in the show. Alan Angels hosts the first ever edition of Soundcheck with his special guest Josh Alexander, which doesn't go smoothly as Angels tries to make out that this is Alexander's biggest accomplishment before Josh walks off. Brian Myers defeated Kevin Knight with a roster cut, and after the match Eddie Edwards and Myers look to attack Knight, but Kushida evens the odds as the system backs down. Backstage, Gia Miller asked Chris Sabin about Mustafa Ali before a new Ali vignette interrupted and the Good Hands confront Sabin. Frankie Kazarian praises himself for helping to revive TNA, but he's now in it for himself. He also addresses Eric Young before granting the fans permission to hate him. Also backstage, Alex Shelley interrupted the system to challenge Moose to a rematch, which is later made official for No Surrender. Before his match, Dino tells the crowd that the design is dead. PCO then squashes him with double knees to the chest out of the corner and a PCO salt. After the match, Khan attacked PCO and helps Dino up before attacking him and yelling, "It's over when I say it's over." PCO tries to retaliate but gets chokeslammed. AJ Francis tries to form an alliance with Rich Swann and Rhino, to which Rhino literally tells him to fuck off. And Swann tells Francis no one wants him in TNA. Jordan Grace talks about being part of the Royal Rumble. Masha Slamovich defeated Jody Threat with a snowplow, which is what I need today. And in match 1 of the best of 3 series, Grizzled Young Vets defeated ABC with a grit your teeth. And now over to Moses with the Rampage Report.
This is Rampage, baby. This the show that y'all been waiting on. Adrenaline pumping your chest. This is Rampage, yeah. This is
Alright. Are y'all ready to do some reporting? Some Rampage reporting? That doesn't work well, but we're gonna run with it this week. Top Flight defeats Private Party, and after the match, Top Flight attempted to shake the hand of Private Party, but they would not accept. Renee interviews Sammy Guevara. He is now medically cleared to compete after Powerhouse Hobbs attacked him. He has been out for, I swear to God, he came back. He was there for like 2 weeks and has been gone for what feels like a month and a half. It's probably not even that long. Backstage, Planet Jared is still a thing. Why? Why is it still a thing? They rinse Jay Lethal for his for losing the streak. They say that he's got to get back to being a ruthless SOB that they are. They all got to get back to being ruthless SOBs that they are. Big Bill and Ricky Starks defeat the Dark Order as Starks spears Evil Uno outside of the ring and then hits Silver with the Rochambeau in the ring. Backstage, Powerhouse Hobbs and Don Callis respond to Sammy by Hobbs saying that he isn't worried in the slightest by Guevara's threats. Queen Alameda loses for the bazillionth time as Willow Nightingale defeats her with the powerbomb. After the match, Sophie Hathaway and Chris Statlander argue for a bit as they both tried to raise Willow's hand, because they're fighting for her attention right now. Willow Nightingale and Amita, they shook it out. Friendly competition, Willow's awesome, but so is Amita, and I feel like she really needs to get some dubs. Really got to get some dubs. Renee interviews Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends as they anticipate the Undisputed Kingdom's interruption, which happens right on cue. Adam Cole begins taunting Chuck Taylor for being hurt in the end. The group sets up a trios match for next week, but it's freaking hilarious that Adam Cole is willing to make fun of somebody for being hurt as he's hurt. Also backstage, the Outcast and Harley Cameron are interrupted by Stokely Hathaway, Nightingale, and Statlander Harley bit Stokely, and then began mocking Willow, setting up a match for next week, but we will see Ruby Soho and Saraya take on Nightingale and Statlander. I wonder if they can work together and see if Homeboy's got his hands in that one. And in the main event, CMLL's, it's Harinis. Wow, I almost fucked up the name. Don't do it. Harinico? No. Oh, wow. Butchered me. I butchered the shit out of it. CMLL's best, Mystico, Filoto Jr., Masco Dorado. Of course, I know those guys. That's a hard name. This is fun stuff for Rampage. They defeat the team of Daddy Magic, Matt Sydal, Christopher Daniels, Angelo Parker. As of course the guy I can't pronounce hits a big knee on CD to pick up the dub, which kind of sucks. But hey, CD got me some points in the fantasy league. So now it's time to kick it to the cap so he can recap the smack.
Oh, this is not going to go well. Anyway. Logan Paul and Kevin Owens go back and forth to open the show. Logan then sits on commentary for Kevin Owens' match. During the match, Logan Paul hands knocks to Austin Theory, but Owens takes them for himself, knocks out Theory, knocks out Grayson Waller, and tucks them into his knee pad as he pins Austin Theory, not wanting to repeat his mistake at the Rumble. Logan Paul then runs away after the match. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate defeat Pretty Deadly, LWO, and Legado del Fantasma in a 4-way qualifier, where they will face the winners of the match on Raw to challenge the Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. Bayley makes her WrestleMania decision in badass fashion as she teases picking Rhea Ripley while her stablemates giggle behind her, but Bayley shuts them down by speaking Japanese and reveals she knows they've been mocking her. As Bayley confronts Io Sky, she's then jumped by Asuka and Kairi Sane, but Bayley obviously saw this coming and pulls out a steel pipe that she'd hidden behind the steel steps and fights them off. She then stands face to face with the champion before Io backs out of the ring and Bayley makes it official for WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament ends in a no contest as it quickly turns into chaos. Scarlett gets involved, but the odds are evened by BFAB as the Final Testament finally backs down. Tiffany Stratton makes her debut with a win over Michin with the prettiest moonsault ever. And finally, Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania decision. And I don't really think I need to fill you in on the details because the internet imploded over this segment in the last 6 days, but nevertheless. Reigns buries Seth Rollins and the World Championship before Cody arrives on the scene and says he still wants the WWE Championship and wants to beat Roman for it. Out comes cousin Dwayne for a standoff with Roman. The politics have begun. Cody is over like a motherfucker. We already touched on this at the start of the show, but damn, what a shitstorm. And the weekend was just getting started because now Moses is on course for Collision.
I guess it's time to take this report onto the road because it's time for the collision course. See, that's a good segue. That's a good segue. Let's see if I butcher some names in this one, and I probably will. Eddie Kingston defeats Brian Keith in a proven ground match with a spinning back fist. After the match, Tony Schiavone announces that Brian Keith is now all elite. Following his attack on Dynamite, Jon Moxley sends a message to CMLL. And Bryan Danielson defeats, and see, that's the guy. Chirino. See how hard that was? After a series of roll-ups where Chirino attacks Danielson after the match, and Claudio Castagnoli makes the save. Backstage, FTR and Daniel Garcia set their eyes on the Trios title match. Trios titles after they return of the ranking system. So again, it's set up in a nice way. People are angry about it, but let's see where it goes. Hook defeated the Outrunners in a handicap match, locking Truth Magnum in the Red Rum. Tony Schiavone interviews Mark Briscoe in the ring about his involvement with FTR and Daniel Garcia. House of Black then appear on screen to make it clear that the Briscoe has made himself a target. The greatest jobber since Zack Ryder, Queen Amanita, perfectly said, picks up another loss as she submits to Serena Deeb. See, that's how we play this up around here in Max Wrestling. We want her to win so bad that we make her losses feel like dubs. In the ring, Skiabone. Swerve is in there with Swerve Strickland. He acknowledges Black History Month. Name drops Ron Simmons, Kofi Kingston, Athena, and looks to put his name alongside them in the future as he wants to become AEW World Champion. Strickland then claims that there will be no interference from Prince Nana or the embassy against Hangman, as he does not want any excuses. Red Velvet gets another dub against Vert Vixen with the mix, because I'm not a Red Velvet fan, people. I'm sorry. FTR and Daniel Garcia defeated the Petrosity as Garcia rolls up Nick Wayne, leaving Christian Cage furious as FTR and Garcia dance in the ring. They all got the boogie on. Now let's recap some Rumble time, but this one first, before we get into the Rumble, it's time for the Cap to recap this match. Wait, no, it's going in a Raw.
So for Raw, Seth Rollins opens the show and says it's been a hell of a week in WWE. Bit of an understatement. Rollins is then met with very loud boos for The Rock and "We Want Cody" chants. Cody joins him to hopefully give some answers. For the first time in 20 years, almost 20 years, we hear a deafening "Rocky sucks" chant. Rollins tries to influence Cody, choosing him at WrestleMania for the world title. The crowd boos this, and Drew McIntyre interrupts, showing off his new CM Punk meme t-shirt. McIntyre tries to talk Cody into finishing his story with Roman because he clearly wants Seth for himself. McIntyre then drops Rollins with a Glasgow kiss before ducking out from Cody. DIY defeat New Day, the Creed Brothers and Imperium in their qualifier, and of course will face Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for a shot at the Judgment Day. In an Elimination Chamber qualifier, Becky Lynch defeated Shayna Baszler with a manhandle slam. In the ring, Rhea Ripley called out Nia Jax. Adam Pearce tries to interject and announces Ripley will defend her title against Jax at Elimination Chamber. Nia Jax interrupts and quickly begins brawling with Ripley. Pearce takes a bump. He didn't take a dump. That would not have been PG. Adam Pearce takes a bump. Security tried to intervene, but Jax lays him out and hits Ripley with an Annihilator. Ivar and Valhalla defeat Tozawa and Maxine Dupree. The Miz defeated JD McDonough thanks to a distraction from Truth as he hands McDonough his cut of their t-shirt money, and Miz lands a skull-crushing finale. In the ring with Imperium, Gunther looks for a new challenger and is confronted by Jey Uso, taking his stand for a singles championship. Gunther then bumps Jey and gets tackled before Imperium attack, and New Day make the save. The Kabuki Warriors defeat Katana Chance and Kaden Carter in their rematch to retain the women's tag team titles with an insane elbow and a DDT combo. In the main event, Cody Rhodes defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in a bull rope match with the Crossroads, but after the match, Cody is attacked by Drew McIntyre as he lays him out with a Claymore. Well, before we get back to AEW, it's a double bill from Beer this week as he reviews Vengeance Day and recaps this past Tuesday on the NXT round.
Hey guys, this is your boy Beer. This is the NXT round. We're going to begin this with the Vengeance Day results show. For me, an absolute banger of a pay-per-view, PLE. If you have about a couple of hours or so of your time, I recommend you watch this show. The show was absolutely superb, start to finish. Every match had a story, and I was a humongous fan of this specific show. Show kicks off with the Dusty Rhodes Club Classic final between Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin against Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Braun and Baron get the dub. It was a bit of a scary spot initially when Braun Breaker went into the ropes. He got a little bit twisted and he sort of like a little bit looked like he had a bit of he did something to his head, but I think he did a little bit damage to his neck or something like that in the end. But thankfully, everything was okay. Great tag team match to start the show, and which led to the more interesting part, which I will get to in a few moments. Dijak against Joe Gacy. Dominic Dijakovic picks up the win. Yes, I still call him Dominic Dijakovic, but you know what? Rotten hell. Dominic Dijakovic defeats Joe Gacy in an absolute brutal no disqualification match. Ends up with Gacy smiling as he was knocked out by Dijak. Yes, I'll call him Dijak for you. And it was a very brutal match, so I'm looking forward to see how this rivalry will plan out going in towards Stand and Deliver. Next, we have the 6-person tag match between the family against OTM with Jada Parker. The family pick up the win. Impressive showing by Adriana Rizzo, and also a great showing as well from Jada Parker. I'm very interested of where these two young women are going to be heading to. And I have them in my fancy league, so that's a good thing. Women's Championship match. It initially began with Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. Now, for me, with this is your Stand and Deliver main event. This was not a Vengeance Day match. For me, I think they might have put this a bit too soon. I think Roxanne and Lyra were Stand and Deliver quality, but that's not me. That's Shawn Michaels' booking. But we had a great match between them two. It led to pretty much right towards the last quarter of the match when Lola Vice cashed in her breakout tournament contract, and it led to quite a surprise for me. I thought she was going to cash in at Stand and Deliver. As usual, Tatum Paxley interfered in the match and costs both women the match. Lyra retains. It's a bit of a surprise to her, but it's a great champion, a great triple threat match. Great showing as well from Lyra. She is getting better and better and better. We know how talented Roxanne Perez is, and we know that Lola is starting to be on the rise. After the match, it leads to a backstage brawl between Roxanne and Lola. Sets up to a match for them on NXT on Tuesday. Obafemi, too good for Dragon Lee. This dude is going places, man. I can guarantee you. This guy reminds me of Keith Lee back in Black and Gold days. If you've seen how good Keith Lee was then, you wait to see Obafemi now under the Shawn Michaels administration. Also, we have a Chase U segment where that calendar was sold out in 30 minutes. Let me reiterate that. That calendar was sold out in 30 minutes. I even checked on Euroshop to see if they had any available, but sadly they didn't. Bit of a disappointment, but the calendar, a lot of little chickadees on there. Main event. Ilya Dragunov defeats Trick Williams which for me is a 5-star classic. Absolutely breathtaking match. There's even points where I thought Trick was going to do it, but Dragunov, he's just a once-in-a-generation talent for me, man. And also, it led to, at the end of the match, the expected happened. Carmelo turns on Trick, which leads to "fuck you, Mello" chants at the end of the show. Now, also, during the middle of the show, there was a mysterious vignette being played. It says it's something to do with 3 faces. Now, that is interesting, because I was looking up on Twitter. Apparently, it's a Japanese thing. Don't tell me that WWE have pulled it off and they're bringing in Kazuchika Okada. If they do, I will freak if Kazuchika Okada appears at Stand and Deliver. I can't see it happening quite personally, unless it's probably a big signing from Japan. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, that is your Vengeance Day review. Let's go over to NXT from Tuesday. Now we go to NXT. Show opens with Carmelo Hayes, and my God, man, the boos, the "fuck you, Mello" chants were absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Mello didn't even speak a word And you can see the aura of a heel turn, and I fucking love it, man. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin address winning the Dusty Cup Classic, and Alicia Taylor finally calls on the Wolf Dogs to Baron Corbin's disgust. Leads to the opening match of the evening between Axiom and Nathan Frazier, defeat Malik Blade and Adrian Inoue. Fantastic tag team match, 4 top high flyers with future title potentials. If you have about 15 minutes, watch the match, fantastic. It leads to Baron and Braun attacking Frazier and Axiom at the end of the match. Family come out, and pretty much now the match is confirmed for next week between the Family and Breaker and Baron. Now, this for me could be Breaker's farewell, unless he's going to pull off double duty Braun. Who knows? Ilya Dragunov addresses Carmelo Hayes' track on Trick Williams to be interrupted by Dominik Dijakovic. And it led to a proper right hand by Dijak right on the nose of Ilya Dragunov. Fucking right hand, by the way. And leads to the main event of the evening between Dijak and Dragunov. Run it back to last year. The match at the Battleground was exceptional. Lexus King defeats Riley Osborne with a coronation, which is off the top rope this time, which is absolutely madness. This guy is so good, man. Trust me. I can't believe AEW really did not use this guy. This guy's character is fantastic. Believe you me, this guy is going places. Carmelo Hayes returns to the ring to another wonderful chorus of boos. And also with You're Not Him chants anymore. But this line got me going. It said, the villain is always the villain when the hero is telling the story. I was thinking, that's a line and a half. The dude even pulled off a Shawn Michaels Bret the Hitman Hart in 2005 when the music for Bret Hart was played, but Trick's theme was played, but there was no Trick, as he was apparently in the hospital alongside Booker T singing that horrific theme. I thought that was a bit brutal by Mr. Carmelo Hayes. The mysterious vignette plays again with the 3 faces. Who is this mysterious person? Is it Kazuchika Okada? Is it a massive name from Japan? Is it Julia? We don't know. We're hopefully going to get a little bit more information on that. But if I find out further information, I will put that on my channel. Roxanne Perez defeats Lola Vice. Quite a short match, a bit disappointing. Could have been a bit longer. Tatum, for some reason, tried to cash in, for some reason, Lola's breakout contract, which is expired because she cashed it on Sunday. No Lyra Valkyria on the show tonight. Quite interesting. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, who we've not seen for a while due to injury, defeat Rand Sinclair and Fallon Henley. After the match, we see Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, former teammates of Fallon Henley. Apparently, Briggs... Jansen saying to Briggs he misses the old days, obviously misses being him and Fallon, and Josh Briggs showed a pair of bollocks and said, told Jansen to man up or grow a pair of balls or go back to the performance center. I thought brutal. Main event, Ilya Dragunov defeats Dijak. Great match, and ends up with Mello attacking Ilya to close the show. Now, are we getting Ilya versus Mello for the 3 matches we've seen previously? For me, were all 5-star classics. These two's in-ring chemistry is exceptional. For me, I'm a bit biased, but I don't care this week. This show gets a 5 out of 5. Great storytelling. Mello's heel turn. The road to Stand and Deliver is up and running. Now, we're going to take you to last night on Dynamite.
All right, Dynamite, let's get into it. Great show. Stop yourself. Go rewatch it if you haven't. Great fucking show. It was such a great show. I rewatched it this morning before we got up. Absolute banger. And another one. Just another one to add to the list. Hangman Swerve ends in a time limit draw. A mere second, half a second, if you will, away from Swerve potentially winning and going on to face Samoa Joe. Swerve asks for 5 more minutes. Hangman laughs it off because Swerve had to beat him, and because he did it, he's not going to get it. Schiavone relays a message from TK that they both will challenge Samoa Joe at Revolution. It's going to be a 3-way for the AEW title.
Banger incoming.
Oh, good God, is it going to be? With Deonna Purrazzo on commentary, Toni Storm defeats Red Velvet with a spinning toe hold. They named weird moves, but hey, Toni Storm again, playing it up. That's how she does. Toni and Deonna went face-to-face after the match as Luther pushes them apart. Nothing too crazy. Obviously building towards them coming to Clash of Revolution. Maybe leaning towards Deonna winning the belt already. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Never know. Backstage, Renee interviews Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends minus Chuck because he's in the back getting checked on. So they got to go check on Chuck getting checked on because that made me laugh way harder than it ever should. And then obviously they're talking ahead about their trios match against the Undisputed Kingdom on Rampage. BC, this was another banger. Again, for no good goddamn reason. The BCC versus Hercinero. I keep forgetting you guys how to pronounce his name properly. He's awesome. Voldemort Jr., Mascara Dorado, CMLL guys surround the ring after the match. AEW reinforcements come out, especially like CD. CD even popped out. That tripped me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Tony Khan announces big business in Boston with the money signs on the word Boston, already giving you exactly what Dave Meltzer's been telling y'all for weeks, that Mercedes Moné is on the way, coming probably as soon as March 13th. And oh yeah, this feud is still going. Takeshita defeats Chris Jericho with the Walls of Jericho and an assist from Don Callis, distracting the referee with a chair and nailing Jericho with a screwdriver. During the match, Sammy Guevara attacks Hobbs with a chair, so they're going to keep building on that one. As much as this was a feud that refuses to stop, I actually didn't mind it. Kind of really like this one. To me, Jericho's playing a very good Kenny Omega, or at least trying to.
I think the ending saved this match.
Yeah, it did. And in the main event, Sting and Darby Allin defeat Ricky Starks and Big Bill with the Scorpion Death Drop as Sting heads into his final match as one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions. But after the match, the Young Bucks in their, I don't know if these suits are great. The dickheads they are, the EVPs that they are, went out there, beat the living crap out of these guys with baseball bats, obviously setting up a match at Revolution where it will be Sting and Darby Allin against the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Championships.
I mean, you talked about on TSK how you talk things into fruition. I think we talked this one into fruition. We were saying weeks ago, give Sting just something, an accolade in AEW before he retires, and they give him the tag team titles. I'm pretty sure we said tag team titles too.
We did. And then the pop, though, that's the thing that got the pop, dude. In the middle of Phoenix, TSK being represented by Kyle, who was literally behind the announce table, throwing up two sweets all night long. First off, appreciate you for showing love, and secondly, again, we're jealous of you for getting to see the incredibleness, the awesomeness that was this main event, that was the opener, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? This was just a hell of a show, a shining moment for Sting. It's going to be sad that he's going to lose the belt on his way out, but it is what it is.
Yeah, at least he's got something on his accomplishments, being in AEW, And sure, there's some people laughing like they gave a title to an old man that's retiring, but you know what? Fuck you guys.
It's all about the feel-good moment. Get it before you don't. Now, before we go any further, Beer and Phoenix both have a few things to get off their chest, so let's first hear for the man they call Feeney.
I'm not sure I can take any more people getting stuff off their chests.
People are mad today. People are mad.
I don't mean to brag, but there's very little left for me to do here in Max Wrestling. I've won almost everything. I've faced pretty much everybody. I've faced Teddy P, Travis, Cypher, the Captain, Beer, the Demoness, Moses, Teddy P. The list goes on. Except for one person. The one person I probably have the most history with here in Max Wrestling. Michael Larkin. Michael, our battles from the past unquestionably epic, but that was on the trivia side. I think it's time that we bring things over to the promo side and see who the better man is. So I am hereby challenging you to a promo bout on the 29th at Leap of Faith. And here's my question. Are you man enough to take that leap of faith and accept my challenge? Or are you going to sit there like a little bitch behind your computer and fake amnesia again? You better bring your A game, bitch, because I ain't fucking around anymore.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. I tried to be a nice guy. I tried to play by your rules.
You know, a couple of weeks have gone down ever since when I got jumped in my own home by an armed masquerade. You keep playing your mind games. You keep talking a lot of trash. But you know what? A lot of things have come to me ever since what happened. With that being said, I've got a number of candidates who I think is behind you, unarmed masquerades. And this hurt's coming from one brother to another. I find it a little bit coincidental that when I wanted in the Dragon Club to make that club one of the most strongest factions of all time, I find it a bit weird that Phoenix didn't want me. Lawyer Captain did want me. But a certain somebody did take my place. And my finger points at you, Travis. That's right. My finger points at you. You're the one that's behind the non-maskers. You're the one orchestrating all the attacks on me because you don't want me one part of the Dragon Club, and secondly, you don't want me as a world heavyweight champion. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm entering the match for the tag team championships. And there's one guy, and one guy only, that I want to be by my side and be my tag team partner, and we'll become the World Tag Team Champions. And that is you, Mr. Moses Marquez. You and me. We will become the Tag Team Champions. Do you accept my invitation? Yeah.
Leap of Faith is coming your way on February 29th. It is our pit stop before Promo Mania, and it's already turning into a can't-miss show, especially after this week. It seems the challenge has been accepted, if you agree, Mo. Will it be Beer and El Jefe challenging the Captain and Cypher for our tag team titles at Leap of Faith?
Looks like I got a footy buddy to get a phone call to. We'll find out next week. Also, we have our main event set in stone after what just happened earlier. It will be the return of the Kingpin as he goes one-on-one with your reigning, defending Max Wrestling World Champion, Cypher.
Yeah, a king's arrival is never silent, and that sure as hell wasn't. And we may have another match. As we heard a few moments ago, the Phoenix has called out the podcast machine. Will it be old rivals, Phoenix versus Larkin, for the first time ever in a promo showdown at Leap of Faith? Mike, I know you're listening. Do you accept Phoenix's challenge? Actually, Phoenix is the one that pointed out to me, and in that promo, that you've never had a promo about. All your history you've got together, it's always been trivia. So that's certainly something to look out for. Go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/leap for more information on that. And also, Beer pointing the finger at Travis for being Anna Mascaras. I mean, if anybody knows who Anna Mascaras is, it's Moses. And as his stable buddy, I can assure you, I don't think it's Travis. But, hey, I'm sure Travis is willing to prove that himself at some point.
He's donned the mask before.
He has, yeah, but it was a different mask, and he's a changed person now. He's not even the Walker anymore. He's Travis Anderson. So, Beer, I think you may be getting a little bit ahead of yourself there, pointing your fingers, but I'll speak to Travis and see what he wants to do about that. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. I hope we rocked you harder than the hidden footage hit the Kingpin. Before we go anywhere, here's what Moses has for you, Pencil Neck Geeks, this week on the A to B. No, wait, it's changed. It's a different name. Here's what Moses and the TSK have for you this week with Click This.
Like that. So yeah, we're not making fun of people being blind anytime soon. So that's out of the way. So as you guys have been noticing, the TSK was coming hot and heavy for a while, and we kind of slowed down only due to a couple of technical editing issues. However, a whole lot of stuff is going to drop. So we did actually cover the NXT Vengeance Day show. So that will probably drop Friday. And later today, we will actually drop our take on The Rock strong-arming WWE and taking over WrestleMania. So for those who have been much anticipation for that one, it's coming. Don't you trip, Tater Chip. They're all on the way. As far as all the other fun stuff, I do have a little bit of news as far as all of the sports stuff. So being that we are Max Wrestling UK and being the fact that I like to cover Tottenham, which is, obviously out there in North London, American Talking Tottenham is going to stay on Max Wrestling. The idea of Bolt Rant is still there. It hasn't yet to come into fruition, but when it does, it will be on its own little thing. So expect a whole lot more me talking Spurs, and there's going to be at least 3 older episodes dropping along with God only knows what else from the TSK. Like I said, the stuff we already had mentioned. I'm going to attempt to try to get a preview out of us going to Brighton on Saturday. But if I don't get out that one, be for sure out with a review following that ASAP because, I like to get mad when we fucking just give games away in the last fucking minute for no good goddamn reason.
Sunny Brighton.
Oh, my God. Fucking, it's very Spursy of them. Very Spursy. I'm learning the hard way, what you boys always meant. Anyway, speaking of the fun stuff, and you guys want to join the fun stuff, you got to follow the socials. Got to get on there. Evil X Machine, formerly known as Twitter, at Max Wrestling UK, at the Captain 512, at SMRPodNet. Check out the website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. All the links are there. Do it. Get there now. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the socials. And now to close the show, it's time. Oh, no, you already went to therapy. So no, thank God for no therapy. We're not doing therapy
I ain't doing therapy again.
Then again, I think you would need a new therapist, period. But we appreciate y'all hanging out. Hopefully, and I'm saying this, Big Mike Larkin ain't chicken.
We've had so much to cover this week. I feel like I should apologize for taking up so much of your time this week, people, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you were as afraid of the Kingpin as we were. Yeah. But with that said, join us next week for hopefully more drama from the wrestling world. God only knows what's going to happen in that press conference tonight. If you listen to this, you've probably already seen it because, some of you listen to it late. But there you go. Phoenix. This was like 6 months ago. And join us next week for definitely more drama from us as the Kingpin and Cypher will be face-to-face signing their contract for Leap of Faith. And we may have to get security. But
seriously.
You've been watching the Cap and Mo and briefly the Kingpin. Goodbye. And good night. Bye.
Never, ever, ever piss off the doctor.